In this video, we will learn the demo of application server installation and application deployment on a VM. Let's consider our computer as a VM. For this, prerequisites are computer with Windows software with an internet connection, latest Java installed and set it in the environment variables. I'll show you where it will be set it up. If you see in my system, edit system environment variables. If I go to environment variable section, in the system variables, you will find a path. So if you edit the path, there you can see where to set up the Java or GRE path. So here I have installed Java JDK GRE and I have set the path here. If it is not installed, you have to install the Java GRE and you have to edit not this one. You have to click new and you have to provide the path here. Since the path is already set it up, there is no action is taken from my end. So here, one point I would like to highlight. Here in this section, when you mention the GRE path, you should give along with the bin directory. Now I'm coming back to the section. Since in my system, it's already installed, there is no action is performed here. To begin with our installation of Tomcat, let's go to the official Tomcat site. This is the official Tomcat site, and I'm going to show you how to install the Tomcat. Let me go to the latest version of the Tomcat, which is 10, and then I'll go to 10.0.23. And if you go to bin directory, you can see multiple files. So you have to choose according to your system requirements. In this section, I'm going to choose my system version is 64-bit, Windows 64-bit zip. Then when I click on this, there will be a file downloaded. If I go to my downloaded section, I can see this one. So all that you need to do is you need to extract this in one particular location where you wanted to see your Tomcat servers. In my system, so I would like to install in the C tutorial section. Here I would like to install. It hardly takes a couple of seconds, not even a minute. That's it. Tomcat installation is completed, if you can see. So here is my files have been extracted here. Let me explain the important configurations of the Tomcats here. Server.xml file, where you can find in the configuration section. This is the file where important port configurations and database connectivity you will configure. So I'm not going deeper, but I will explain you. HTTP and HTTP are the connector ports to access the applications hosted on it. Here we will be accessing through 8080 port. Let me show you the connector port now. So this is 8080 port. And 8443, we don't need to, we cannot discuss now, because when you enable the HTTPS, then only this 8443 HTTPS port will come into the picture. Now you can also see that there is a JNDI parameter for the DB connectivity, etc. Let me show you JNDI. Let me search for that. Now you can see JNDI section. It will mention that which database or which one, what you wanted to use it. Okay, I'm not going to the deeper now. All right, let me come back. Work is a directory. It's a working directory you can consider. And if you go to the temp, when you start the JVM, this temporary files will be created here, and that's when in the runtime, when you wanted to access a particular application, it will give the access to these files. And most important thing is in a logs directory where you can see multiple log files. Since we have not started the JVM, you cannot see it here. But as and when you started your JVM, you can see the log files generated in this location. So the log files will give you the information of the server startup. If there are any issues with the JVM startup, or if there is a deployment failures. So logs are very useful in order to troubleshoot and fix the issues. And now another important thing is in the Webax section, you can see the deployment extracted files. Here you can see these are the default deployment files which are already pre-configured with the Apache Tomcat 10 or 0.33. However, if you deploy an application, then the application will be extracted over here. So I will show you how it will be in a second. Now let me try to deploy it. So the deployment file is here. I've already downloaded it in my location. Then let me just show you how to do that. So this is the one. I will just copy that var file and I'll just modify it to sample webapp.var file. And then now it's a time to start the JVM. Let's go to the command prompt. I always wanted to run as an administrator because sometimes what happens is you need to you will lack of the privileges to start or stop the JVMs. So that's when you need to always have the administrative privileges. It's kind of a root kind of privileges in order to compare with the Unix section. Now, so there are two ways of starting up a JVM. One is the startup.bat and another one is Catalina.bat run. I prefer to use this, startup.bat. Now, when I run this, it's been started. Now, if you can see now. So rather than this, I would like to show you in the logs. If you see the logs, there are 3 files have been generated. Now, if you open this catalina.log file, and if you come down to the end of this log file, you can see startup in milliseconds, server startup in milliseconds. This is most important thing. So that means if there are any issues with the JVM startup, you will not be able to see this message. Rather, you would see that, server shutdown unexpectedly or something. And you can also see that there is a sample.var file has been extracted. If you can see, deployment of web application archive milliseconds has finished. Okay, then the proof is if you go to this web apps, and earlier the sample web app was not there, if you remember. Now it has been created. That means it has extracted this var file. Okay. Now it's time to access the application. Since we have already discussed in the configurations, we have enabled 8080. That means our JVM is listening on 8080 port. Let me browse that now. HTTP ::, and sample web app. Now you can see sample web app to deploy and test. So this has been served by your Tomcat server, and this is the application. Sample web app is application. Here, sample web app is the context root. So the context root helps you access the multiple applications deployed on one JVM using a single port. What does it mean is, for example, if I place another var file here in this section, okay, that is abcd.var file, okay, and if you restart the JVM, again it will deploy that application. If you wanted to browse that application, you can simply change the context route so that it will redirect to that application. That means this is going to remain the same. So this helps to maintain a particular port number without changing the port number. You can access multiple applications. With this, we learned how to install the Tomcat and how to deploy and access an application on a VM. In the next video, we will see the demo of Docker file creation for the same. And for now, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more similar videos. Thank you very much.